Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So, first of all, love being back at World Blockchain Summit. Remember speaking here in 2018 as a keynote. I'll introduce myself first, and then maybe you guys can introduce yourselves. As I said, my name is Nikita Sachdev, CEO of LunaPR. I have my team right there. We are a leading crypto PR and marketing agency. We also do advisory, and we're launching Luna Capital soon, so we're also investing in the space. We're a 90% female team, not on purpose, but it just ends up that way, so it's very empowering. And I'd love to know a little bit more about you guys. Let's start from you, AJEET.
Hey, so I'm the person who requires the maximum amount of moderation, which is why I've been seated next to the moderator. My name is KHURANA. I presently, for the last 1 year, I'm an advisor to crypto projects. Prior to that, I was CEO of a crypto exchange in India called ZAIDOUN, which for that period was India's largest. Prior to that, I was not from the crypto world. I used to head the business incubator at an engineering school in India called IIT Bombay, and a bunch of other things in the venture capital fund, etc. space. Thank you for having me here.
Hello, I'm Melanie Mohr. I'm the founder and CEO of One Protocol, but I'm also wearing a couple of hats, also investing myself, also advisory board member of CV Labs, an incubator accelerator out of Switzerland, who is now also building the ecosystem here in the UAE. And yeah, just in this space for 5 years and coming actually out of 20 years of media and marketing industry, so serial entrepreneur, worked myself up, built a couple of platforms, also exited some, and blockchain crypto experience since end of 2016.
Awesome.
Hello everyone, my name is Petar and I'm coming from North Macedonia. I'm the CEO and founder of Powered Global. We are a marketing platform that offer a variety of products for out-of-home, online and offline advertising products, so which can benefit the companies and private car owners and individuals. So I think it's a pleasure to meet you all. So I think we will have a great discussion today for the future of crypto adoptions and other topics. Thank you.
Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back. I mean, it's been 1 year sitting at home in Zooming, and speaking from this stage is really, I feel very lucky back again with WBS. Thanks, WBS. And myself, I'm Sai Tej, and this is my 8 years in crypto, blockchain, and I worked with few governments on blockchain, and it taught me a lot. And now seeing this panel and the heading of this panel is really interesting. I don't know what you guys will be learning and what we'll be explaining, but it's really interesting panel to be. I personally feel, and I'm lucky to be on this panel. Thank you guys.
How are you all? My name is ZAIDOUN, also known as Lonzo. I'm the CEO of Sphinx Swap. We've just recently launched, and we are pretty much the epitome of mass adoption. So our all-in-one exchange is basically trying to change the way that basically how people trade by simplifying the way that they buy and sell crypto. So very excited to be here and excited to share all the information with everyone.
Awesome, thank you guys. I think what I want to do in this panel discussion is have a small discussion with you guys, but I'm sure that the audience has a lot of questions as well. So I will ask a few questions first, and then I'll give a chance for you guys to ask questions to our awesome panelists. First thing, I guess what I want to know is, we've seen, I'm sure you guys have been in the space for over 2-3 years, I'm assuming. Sai, I know you've been in the space for a while. We've seen the trends go from the ICO phase to the DeFi phase to NFTs. What is next? So let's start with you. Yeah.
So if you look at the largest mass of retail customers, they get attracted to the crypto paradigm, whether the present NFTs or go back when it was Bitcoin only, primarily because of the price action. So it attracts people because they feel they can become rich overnight. But what happens then when they become part of the community, which is all of us, they encounter several aspects. One is the huge problem that the common retail person has with custody. I think that is the most needed to be solved problem, because there is no, other asset classes don't have this problem. On the other hand, there is this entire thing around our need to keep talking of technology. For example, if you use a bank account, nobody tells you how their cloud databases work. But if you use a crypto wallet, they'll tell you what blockchain and blocks and stuff. So what it does is, while it sounds very solid, it keeps a lot of people away. So without giving you a very long answer, I think that we are today seeing a greater adoption from the non-tech community in a paradigm which used to be a solely tech community around 5 years ago.
What about you, Melanie? What do you think?
Well, for me, this year is definitely another phase in a breakthrough because of the NFT space taking off. NFTs is already out there, known by all the blockchain technologists since so many years, but this year was definitely this breakthrough year. And why? Because it brought a lot of artists into the space, from digital artists, I don't know, traditional artists to music artists. And the next phase that we have seen now this year is obviously in the gaming segment, this play to earn. And I truly believe that there was this great professor from Harvard, Clayton Christensen, who always said, the next big thing in tech always looks like a toy. And easy to use, super easy UI, UX, you often underestimate its impact. And play to earn is having already a great impact. NFTs are already having a great impact. Play to earn, so many people are already earning on a daily basis now, from Bangladesh to the Philippines. I think some countries already are looking into this and saying, oh, how do we tax actually these earnings? Because so many people in these countries are already making a living out of it, fortune out of it, and that's what is very exciting, when people are finally getting into it, not so much by investing, but investing their time. And I believe the gig economy is going to fuel this, next level to mass adoption, when people are able to earn crypto, when all these micro tasks are kind of tokenized and everyone can participate just by delivering some sort of time to these new infrastructures and platforms, which is great.
I think you're absolutely right. The play to earn, I feel, is also the next big thing. I have massive regrets for not getting into Axie Infinity. Are you guys in Axie? You guys, I have FOMO on that one.
A little bit too late, probably. But,
yeah.
Well, it's a question, is it too late, or what's the next thing, right? Everyone is now looking into what's the next Axie, and there are so many great projects out there. And it's also so exciting that Axie is kind of coming out of Vietnam, right? All these emerging countries have now all these great developers, and it's not Silicon Valley anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can come out of Africa, out of everywhere, and
yeah.
this is the beauty of this industry.
Yeah, exactly. The kid out of a village in the Philippines is now has an opportunity to earn more money than getting a job in the Philippines. But yeah, you're totally right. I guess it is what bridges people to mass adoption. Like you mentioned, NFTs are bringing celebrities. But we're just not there yet with mass adoption. We're still just a $2 trillion market cap. What will take us to a $20 trillion market cap? Let's start with Peter.
Okay, I'm really out of the NFTs because it's still pretty new for me, but I can speak about the crowdfunding in ICOs and IEOs, because I see mass companies is coming to tokenize their assets or products. So I think there will be many platforms that will be built in the next year for new ways of crowdfunding and doing much improved fundraising, sorts of like improved ICOs or IEOs and swaps or coins. So I think the next thing in the 2022 will be new models of fundraising for the new companies who are adopting blockchain.
Yeah. Sai, you have a company which is definitely contributing to crypto mass adoption. Yes. You're creating debit cards that that any layman can use. Tell me, what do you think is the next step towards crypto mass adoption? How do we get crypto to become a $20 trillion market cap?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take maybe a few minutes. I would like to go back to the first question of what you asked. What is the trend? Like it all started with ICOs and IDOs, IEOs, and today we are at NFT and DeFi. That is where I started thinking. When I came into this space, there is only a few tokens were there. And when I was talking about cryptocurrencies, they used to look at me as a mad person. Okay, we have seen a lot of scams such. Okay, but I don't know how to convince them. I was very young at that stage, and I don't have any experience to make people convince. And even I still remember in 2017, I was talking to MAS from the same WBS stage. MAS was sitting, RBI was also sitting in India. But they didn't trust. I asked them only one thing, at least this technology, let us start it from India because everything happens in Silicon Valley, and then we'll adopt. At least let us start from here, accept ICOs, regulate it. Only when you regulate, the mass adoption comes. When you don't regulate, normal common people will not come onto these industries. That was the biggest point. What scared people was ICOs were only for 2 to 3 years. If you see trend, any technology, any business, the trend usually stays for 10 years or 15 years. But this industry, it's hardly 15 months or 2 years. If you go back and see what happened with cryptos, any trend, it will not stay more than 2 years. ICO, IDO, whatever it is. Now, what I was also scared when this pandemic came was, I don't call it as a pandemic year, I'll call it as a crypto or Bitcoin year. Okay, because it gave a lot of momentum and boost for cryptos and a lot of special things for blockchain as well. When this came, I was just started thinking what is going to be next. Yeah, we are seeing NFTs, we are seeing gaming on NFT, but I started seeing what is next. And the interesting thing what you told is, today it is $2 trillion. Which is not even 2% of total global wealth, what we call. So how long it's going to take to reach it to 20%, 30%, maybe a decade, another decade, or 2 decades. I personally feel it may take another 2 decades, but we are still talking about the crypto is going to take over complete cash economy, which I don't personally believe with my experience. Initially, I used to fight, crypto is going to take over complete cash economy, there won't be cash. But I started realizing things. When someone tried to buy with a Bitcoin, a property in MR, or buy Lamborghini, then the truth is you need to file all your proof of income. There is no decentralization, what I felt. End of the day, it's going to come into a centralized, exchanges are collecting, complete your KYCs, it's giving to governments when you wanted to convert to fiat. So it's too early for us to tell whether it is completely going to be controlled or regulated, I don't know. Yes, governments are going to regulate it. Even Dubai is doing it in a very fast pace. Even India, finance minister has announced they're going to adopt it. They're not going to block this because they cannot. Literally, they cannot. They need to adopt it. And our project, I didn't introduce wantonly. I mean, it was on purpose. I didn't introduce my project. Okay. When we thought of what is next trend, I personally felt crypto to fiat is the next trend. Yes, there are platforms which are providing like peer-to-peer, even Binance is doing it on a peer-to-peer level. But when the regulations are coming, banks are coming, payment systems like Visa and Master are coming into this space, it will be to adopt a lot of people, to bring a lot of users on board. We should create something which is connected to the banks and easy to use, and it should be very convenient for a common man to come on board. Like for me, it took 1 year to understand what is Bitcoin, how to use blockchain, how to use wallets. But a common man will not spend 1 year time. So that is where we are solving that problem. We are just working on crypto to fiat. I feel whatever you wanted to do in NFT, DeFi, or whatever, you need to have a platform where they can easily convert their money in the bank to cryptos and crypto in their wallets to bank and spend. So that is key for mass adoption. That's what I believe. And yes, governments are coming with the regulations. So it's going to be very easy for us in future, but not today.
Alonso, what do you think?
I love what he just said, because that's exactly what Sphinx Swap is about. So the big gap of that crypto currently has is it's complex. There's too much going on. You cannot just send a message to a friend who's never bought crypto and being like, hey man, get in this project, send them a link. They won't be able to figure it out. Just like how long it took you to understand what's going on, 1 year, right? Yeah. So the whole idea of trying to get to 20 trillion is how are we going to get people who haven't gotten into crypto to come into crypto? And the process has to start with us, like everybody in this room who understands crypto. So it's working together and finding that solution. And the easiest way to start bringing people in is what you touched upon. Bringing fiat to crypto, crypto back to fiat. So it's a simple, everybody knows how to buy something on their iPhone, everybody knows how to buy something off the internet using a credit card. And that's how crypto should be. It shouldn't be like you have to go through this exchange and then take it to this wallet and then transfer it to here and then go to here. It should be a place where you just buy it in one place and then you can take it back onto your credit card or whatever from that same place. So if anything, we are the ones that are starting to bring in those people who haven't ever bought crypto to come into crypto. So it's just a matter of time, but it's going to take a big push. So it's easy for us to say, oh, yep, let's get into this project, but the big challenge is actually finding that solution to make sure that anybody like from anywhere can have access to buying crypto. Because crypto is a beautiful technology. Like everything about it, top to bottom, is absolutely amazing. But because of what's in the industry right now, you know, it's complex. There's a bit of, you know, not good things that happen in crypto because of the fact of the whole anonymous factor. So, but at the same time, you know, we don't want those regulations. We don't want the governments to come in and say, no, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. Because that's really why we've left that part of the world. We want a world where, you know, it's my money, I want to have control over it. And once someone who's never, you know, bought crypto can understand that, and then start earning money in crypto by not just from buying a token and then, you know, buying it low, selling it high, and then making money. There has to be things like play as you earn, rewards in any ways or form. It shouldn't be someone that has to sit there all day, every day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, because crypto doesn't sleep. You know, like when one market, you know, one nation like sleeps, there's another country or continent that wakes up. So it's constantly going. So if once we establish like utilities, everyday life utilities, you know, like you see things out in the open or whatever where it's like crypto is required, that's when the noise and the like exposure starts to roll out. And I feel like it's just going to be a matter of time before there's going to be a project that's pretty much just going to blow everyone apart. So pretty excited.
I have to say, I don't want to say that I'm completely disagreeing, but I think things will go in parallel. Fiat to crypto or crypto to fiat, yes, interesting. It's definitely also one part of leading to some sort of adoption. But actually, you know, for me, this is not the most driving part. It's Generation C. It's even teenagers or Generation C teenagers or Generation Alpha kids. I mean, my 10-year-old boy, he doesn't care about mom giving him $50 anymore. He wants 50 Robux, right? He wants digital currency in whatever games he's already playing. And I think we underestimate the power of our kids and of teenagers who are going to be crypto secret allies. And they are driving this movement and will drive it further than any crypto fiat. Some of them don't care anymore. And if we are accepting or if we are agreeing that tokens are worth something and I'm willing to give you the tokens for real estate, or you know, I can maybe exchange my NFT, a digital artwork for your car, then we are agreeing on that, and we don't need any fiat anymore. And I think, you know, this is a paradigm shift. We are seeing things in parallel. One is still the old paradigm of, you know, that only fiat is worth something, but then there are new generations coming already out of a digital world with no memory of a pre-mobile, pre-social life. They grew up with a mobile phone in their hand, with digital everything, skins in their game that they are exchanging, and I think they are going to be this driving force of crypto
But that's
adoption.
the same as, you know, what's currently, you've got like sports cars.
On-ramps
You
and
know,
off-ramps.
I think I'm not required anymore. I'll slowly
Absolutely.
crawl out of here.
See, it's a decentralized autonomous panel.
No, I like it though. I like it. Like it's a debate. Like it's a discussion. You know,
it's natural.
I agree with. I think there are many different aspects of what's going to drive mass adoption, and Alonso, what you said is one of them for sure. But I think also another very major part which we didn't bring up are the regulations behind it. A lot of people are scared about crypto. You know, crypto has this whole name that's associated with scams and you know, illegal transactions
But
and
do we want
money
regulation?
laundering.
Do
So-
we want regulation?
Do I want regulation?
No, like, it's a general question, right? So,
No, but
Yeah.
what I mean is, how do we, you know, I think it's gonna take some time. Like, for example, China, a world's powerhouse, has just banned crypto. That didn't stop it though. Crypto's still on a bull
well,
run.
they banned it, and then China McDonald's released an NFT the next day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that is true. And India has had a love-hate relationship with crypto for the longest time. So where do you think we're going with the regulations? I'm particularly interested in India because, well, I'm Indian. You're Indian, I'm assuming. You're Indian. India is dominating crypto right now. I mean, the space, I mean, it's such a big market. Even when we are doing our PR and marketing, India is such a big territory to target. What do you think is going on with the regulations there? Will they proceed?
So I have worked with two finance ministers, not the present one, but Piyush Goyal and Arun Jaitley, and the committee which had drafted the draft bill for criminalizing, banning is a small word, criminalizing cryptocurrency, which means mere possession. It was made by an interministerial committee who I have presented to on 5 different occasions. So I'll just tell you what my belief is, that going back to 2016 to 2018, which spans the first era of ICOs, the Indian establishment was very averse to it. The only 2 parts within the Indian establishment which were not averse to it were the tax department, because they were getting a lot of revenue. And then we have something which is the equivalent of a planning commission, which is very innovative in technology. But the law enforcement was very much against it. The securities guys, the SEBI as we call it in India, the equivalent of MAS in Singapore or SEC in the US, continues to be the big enemy. But the biggest enemy of crypto in the Indian establishment, and I don't say government, is the central banker. So the Reserve Bank of India, which is who we fought a case against beginning 18, and we won in the Supreme Court in Jan of 20, actually finds that the undermining of the Indian rupee is the biggest problem as opposed to capital flight, tax evasion, or illegitimate use, all of which are considered, and by the way, consumer protection, which are all problems, but seems like there could be a solution to those problems. But undermining the sovereign rupee, the fiat, I think is the one thing that they cannot see a solution for. And that is why the Reserve Bank of India, which is India's central banker, is holding back. In fact, the bill to ban, not in this case not criminalize, was actually introduced in Parliament, in the agenda of Parliament in the session of March of 21, but they didn't table it. And that's a very good sign. My feeling is that we are going to see an enabling provision in the tax laws of Indian crypto in the winter session of Parliament, because I work with a lot of these groups, especially civil society groups, and that will open the floodgates, because once you list how it has to be taxed, it is the first official statement coming from the government as to how to interact with this strange new animal, and that will open the floodgates. My prediction, and I hope I'm wrong, is that the initial set of regulations will be draconianly very, very severe and will lead to a lot of clarifications and notifications which will take about a year to make India a very vibrant community. So end 21 to end 22 is the regulatory day of Indian crypto.
I like that.
So to my knowledge, I mean, he has very immense knowledge because he was also part of ZAIDOUN, which was once a leading exchange in India. And I still remember it was $1 billion volume every day. You are inspiration to people like us, sir, because I couldn't dare to go into that, okay, because of the regulations again. See, I don't think any government will just leave the most important financial sector just like that to the air. Definitely they'll have their checks. And as sir said, the biggest problem is there is no proper accounting and taxation. No one knows under what they can really account these profits. Profits or loss, how they'll show in accounting things. In that case, it's a gray area for even governments, because I also started working with the government of Andhra Pradesh in 2017 and 18 to make it as a blockchain hub for Asia. But it didn't work out because there is no proper regulation. They couldn't come into a conclusion what to build even, whether to take it as a commodity or currency. For sure, they can't take it as a currency. Thanks to USDT and stable coins now. Otherwise, Bitcoin and other things, they cannot consider as a currency because of huge fluctuations. Something like commodities or stock, they should be considered. But again, when USDT was into too much of popularity, when it was gaining popularity, they stopped it. Okay, let us stop. Let us take some more time and regulate, and that is where the new commission was formed, and they took almost 2 years. Due to pandemic, again, it got delayed. And India has done, last 365 days, 12 months, it has added 100 million crypto users to the globe. The total active users of crypto are 300 million somewhere, and 100 million are just from India. And it's not stopping. Only Indian users are growing at almost 100% per annum. So it's a huge, everyone wants to capture that market. Let's be any big giant, let be Binance, like how WazirX, they have a pact. Coinbase, they came with they invested with CoinDCX, and even Kubernetes is also doing very good. In less than a year, 4 unicorns has been took birth in India, which are just working as a crypto exchanges. So, and yes, Indian government has clarified that they don't want to ban, they wanted to integrate into its system. Because we all know Indian banking is the fastest and powerful globally. Now, they are moving towards it. I don't know how they're going to tax it. But yes, all the exchanges are collecting KYCs. Everyone will get notifications from tax department soon or later.
Tej, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
And you will be able to answer in one word.
Yeah.
Where are the entrepreneurs, crypto entrepreneurs of India? Physically, where are they located? It should be India. The answer should be India. Where are they located?
Not in
One
India.
word. Where are they located? Where are all the crypto entrepreneurs in India
You can only answer with
located?
one word.
I'm located in Dubai, sir, so I think you got your
The answer is
answer.
Dubai.
Where?
The answer
Is
is
it?
Dubai.
Where?
I'm in Dubai.
Singapore,
Dubai.
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 I love it. So I love what you said. That's such a good thing to note that, India has had 4 unicorns come out in the last 1 year?
4 months, yeah.
In the last 1 year. That's incredible. Where are all my Indians at? Good job. Proud moment. That's good to
Well
know.
done.
No, that's really interesting. I was actually just sitting with a very ultra high net worth Indian man yesterday who came to me to ask what projects to invest in emerging tech. And as soon as I said cryptocurrency, he was like, don't even talk to me about crypto. I'm like, why are you so scared of crypto? Have you heard of CoinDCX, of WazirX? All of these come out of India. They're just scared. And I think it's about like clarifying that, it's a love-hate relationship. It's not illegal. It's illegal. It's not illegal, not illegal. Illegal.
It's better to, I prefer tell illegal. At least they know what to do. Or tell legal. We know we will not come into that, but they kept it in very gray area. All the nations, to be frank.
Yeah, there's so many gray areas. Do you know, I found out that the US $100 bill, I think it was like 80% have traces of cocaine on it. So it's like, but anyways, so I'm gonna ask my last question, and then I'm gonna give the audience a chance to ask a couple of questions. What projects are you most excited about?
Sorry, again?
What projects are you most excited about? Let's start from the end and make our way here.
It's a hard question for me to answer because I've kind of taken myself out of trading for the last 25 weeks. I've just been working on Sphinx Swap. So
You can say Sphinx.
Well, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
excited
That's
about
what I'm-
Sphinx. I invested in it.
So I'm just excited for Sphinx, honestly. Like what we've created and the community that's behind us and the vision that we have, it's super exciting. Like the amount of utilities that we've created and the way that people can actually generate real, profits, if you want to call it, is endless. There's so many ways, and the most important part and my biggest vision is earning without having to just buy and sell tokens. So I'm going to be talking more about it, and I think after this panel or in the next 30 minutes or so. So my answer is definitely Sphinx Swap. So
You know what, Alonso? I'll tell you, those ladies definitely agree with you. They made a lot of money off of Sphinx. I remember they were getting in Sphinx. You guys made some money. Sai, what about you?
Yeah, I would like to tell my project, but I'll not take this stage to promote mine. I personally love WORM protocol because I spoke to their team and I spoke to her 8 months back, not today. The way they were doing, bringing influences onto a new protocol completely, I was really impressed. I even asked for collaboration in India especially to bring influences onto the WORM. But yes, we are in still discussion. I personally, I see this as a real use case what influencers need right now. It's not a whole ecosystem, but yes, it's an interesting project. I personally loved in the recent times.
That's good. Melanie, you're obliged now to say Coinovy is your favorite project. So what about you, Peter?
As I said, I'm very excited about mass crypto adoption for many companies is coming and they provide their utility tokens for their assets. So also we're using Ethereum ERC20 tokens. So I think the next year my eyes will be on Cardano at all, to see how it will work, their smart contracts, and how it will be adopted by the next upcoming blockchain projects.
Nice. What about you?
So it's now time to shill some projects.
Yeah, time to show your favorite.
Well, as I'm all about creator economy, I love everything that is coming out of the gig economy, creator economy that helps everyone kind of to earn crypto by delivering a creative service. And I believe everyone is going to be an influencer. So we first dedicated some time to bring a lot of lifestyle influencers now into this space, to educate them. We had run several influencer houses and also a lot of events with influencers where we introduced them to our project, but also to other projects, because it's not siloed, right? We cannot lead to mass adoption if we are just, about our own projects. It always needs to get out to a broader community. And therefore, there are blockchain infrastructure projects like Laxo Network, which is developed by the co-author of ERC20. He co-authored together with Vitalik this amazing new standard that has transformed our whole industry. Fabian Vogelsteller, who is the CTO of Laxo Network. I totally believe that he's on the forefront of building something because he knows the standards. He was the lead dev developer of Ethereum for some time. But there are obviously all these parachain systems that are needed. There are Oracle technology that we all will need more oracles. We need, to bridge between all the blockchain projects and the real world data to build good bridges. So it's a variety where I'm excited, very infrastructure still, because I think we still have a lot of roads to build. But on the other hand, all these amazing use cases that will lead to mass adoption. So creator economy, games, NFTs.
Awesome.
Excellent. By the way, authority as well as influence mapped onto the blockchain, huge area of interest for me. But what token or what project am I more excited about? For me, it's without any doubt, and it's been that way since August of last year, it's Polygon, earlier known as Matic. As in, I think that while some believe that with the emergence of all the things that's happening in Ethereum, with Ethereum 2.0 potentially around the corner as it has been for the longest time now, that Polygon may lose its significance, I think it will gain significance. I think that Polygon, with the drive up in price, adoption, number of wallets, number of transactions, etc., is still right at the beginning. What you're seeing is the initial trickle for an upcoming tsunami. So Polygon it is. I'm an advisor and an investor in it, but with that disclaimer, despite that disclaimer.
How early did you get in? Come on, tell us.
So,
1 cent?
so my
Yes.
first exposure to Polygon was in getting a bunch of free advisory tokens.
Okay, just answer. Less than 1 cent or more than 1 cent?
Less.
Yeah, less, 100%.
This guy has some dough. My brag is 20 cents. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Okay, awesome. So we have 5 minutes left. So I guess, yes, let's ask some questions.
Hi, I'm Rahul. I'm from India as well. And my question, rather comment to the two panelists from India. So out of the 4 unicorns in India, which are crypto exchanges, at least 2 of them, the RBI has cut off banking rails for them. So if you see CoinDCX and WazirX, you can't transfer money from your bank account to your CoinDCX account. Whereas CoinSwiss Kuber allows that because it does not allow you self-custody of your tokens. So what are your thoughts on, I mean, isn't it ironical that we have all these unicorns, but we have the Central Bank of India undermining these unicorns?
So I have had my fiat rails cut off several times when I used to run this. Very simply, there's a factual error in what you're saying. It keeps happening, but then it keeps getting undone also. So if you were a customer, and I'm a customer of all the exchanges that you listed. Yeah, so you know there are always these methods of going through a digital wallet or through UPI. Sure, I buy that. And which is, I think the paradox as well as the tragedy there is that we won a case against RBI in January of 20. So it should have been resolved with the Supreme Court case, right? And by the way, when you say RBI does that, RBI says it doesn't. That banks are taking their independent risk assessment decisions, right? But it looks like a little bit of nudge, wink happening. I think this is a growing pain, to be honest, teething problems. I don't see it as more than that.
Yeah,
Let's do one more question really quick, because I think we have 2 more minutes left.
This thing came immediately after Indian government identified $1 billion has gone out of country in just less than 1 month. That decision has come immediately after that, and it won't stay. I mean, they'll always open because, as Sir said, a lot of exchanges like Zeppay, Coin, they got stopped their accounts, and again they opened it. It works for a limited period of time. As I said, there is no proper accounting. How to accounting, they don't know until the structure. Sorry?
Capital flight concerns with these crypto exchanges.
Yes, obviously. That's the main.
Okay, let's do one more question. 2 minutes left. So anybody have any questions?
I think we are the
Nobody else?
winners.
I have another one.
Last chance to anyone else? Okay, you can go again.
Yeah, okay, so decentralization is a huge part of crypto, right? But I want to ask you, how decentralized is DeFi? Because for MetaMask, you need to download a Google Chrome extension. Google, is obviously not decentralized, so how decentralized is DeFi? Secondly, moving forward, what could stop Google from, buying out of MetaMask, also to adopt more users? You could just, have
Yeah.
some sort of like a fiat to MetaMask, link between Google Pay and MetaMask, and that could possibly take, the economy from 2 trillion to
20 trillion.
So that's another panel discussion there. But let's answer how decentralized is
It's
DeFi.
an interesting, tricky one. Decentralization, the name, because I couldn't understand same decentralization because I saw this 2 years back. It is going towards again centralized economy. If you see, if there were few exchanges which were supporting decentralized, but slowly they came into taking KYC and centralized, reporting to centralized authority. But I don't know how DeFi is going to be again centralized. As you said, yes, MetaMask takes your details, and it's not it's matter of time when the details will go again to authorities. Just a time matter. I don't see any decentralization here, to be frank. I mean, I may get some opposition. I'm sorry for that. It's my 8 years experience. I can't do anything. I can't help with that.
All right, well, our time is up. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for listening. And thank you to our panelists.
Thank you.